play like turn it over to John Gunther out. He has a couple things he'd like to say. Thanks, Paul. Another hand for Paul McKee and this great band and all these student compositions. With this last concert, I like to acknowledge the folks that are moving on, folks that are graduating, and it's always a little bittersweet because we've spent a lot of time with them. We've celebrated their achievements and seen how hard they've worked and how hard they've dedicated themselves. And so we can't flunk them in any classes. They have to move on. As much as we'd like to keep them around, we try sometimes, but no, we don't. We're very proud of them, and we appreciate how hard they've worked. So we're going to start with our graduate students. We have 3 folks in the band, 3 of our jazz graduate students. So first I'd like to acknowledge Leo Arguello. And Leo is also one of our teaching assistants. You saw him directing the Jazz 2 earlier. And each part of the work that they do on the graduate level is they write research papers. And the topic of Leo's paper is called Scott LaFaro's Life and His Soloing Approach as a Member of the Bill Evans Trio. Scott LaFaro is one of the most influential and virtuosic jazz bassists. And Leo did some fantastic research and transcription and analysis. And he's playing all Scott LaFaro's licks now, which is a big deal. So Leo, it's just been such an honor having you here. You've done such great work here, so congratulations. Our next contestant is Lexi Nomikos, also a jazz master's student. And Lexi has, I just tell the story when I remember when Lexi auditioned, and I remember thinking, wow, just for the first notes she played, just thinking, wow, boy, she's such a musical player, and she's just continued to grow as a musician, and we're going to miss her a bunch. And Lexi's title of her research is Alto Saxophonist Ben Van Gelder's Life and Music. And Ben Van Gelder is a young, kind of cutting edge on the scene saxophonist, and Lexi did some great research and writing and actually interviewed him, and which is a big deal to get that primary kind of research. So Lexi, congratulations. I should also mention that Lexi is also a teaching assistant, so in addition to all their work that they're doing on their degree, we're asking them to do a whole other bunch of work on top of that in teaching, and then also helping us run the department. So also contestant number 3, also a teaching assistant and doctoral of the musical arts candidate, and now successful graduate of the program. You made it, so next time you see him, you can say, "Hey, Dr. Saraga, way to go." Like Leo and like Lexi, I remember hearing Jonathan for the first time. I thought, wow, okay, man, this guy's really something. He has a real gift and voice for the music and passion. And we've all benefited, Jonathan, from your deep commitment and passion for the music. And it's just been a joy having you here. Jonathan's title for his research is All Paths Lead to God. A brief account of the spiritual and religious faith in the lives of Yusef Lateef, Sonny Rollins, and John Coltrane. Just kind of a light topic, right? And Jonathan took on something that's, obviously has deep meaning and something that he cares greatly about. It's not something that's easy to research and write about. He did a fantastic job. I hope you all get a chance to read it. It's really inspired me, and I think it's going to be an inspiration for a lot of folks to come. So thank you, Jonathan. And I think, Bryan, you're not graduating, are you? No.
I hope eventually.
Eventually. I didn't miss any undergrads, did I? Okay, you're cool for that. So we have some undergraduates graduating tonight, and they've worked not 2 years, not 3 years, they've been here for 4 years or longer. And we're really proud of these guys, and in some ways we get to know them the best. They've been here a long time, and we've seen them grow so much as students and as musicians. And boy, we're going to miss these guys. So our Bachelor of Music Jazz Studies graduate back there on trumpet, MacGilvray. Aaron's just grown so much and really found his voice as a musician and as a composer, and it's a unique one. And Aaron, I'm so excited to see how this continues to unfold for you. And Aaron just told me that this summer he's starting up. He's going to be working at.
I'm trying to get a job at Mighty Fine.
Yeah. At Mighty Fine Productions, which is the top studio in Denver. So he's going to be starting to do some work there and starting a whole new chapter in his musicianship. So congratulations, Aaron. Jake Conway. Jake Conway is a sax performance major and has really dedicated himself, in some ways to two worlds, to the classical performance world and to jazz as well. And he's succeeded in both, and he's been a part of the bands and a part of the jazz program here for his whole tenure here. And Jake's just you've just grown so much as a musician and a student. It's been such a pleasure to see you along that path. And Jake is going to be, he has a teaching assistantship next year.
The following year.
The following year, okay, sweet. Some time off. And he's going to be at the University of Oregon. That's right, yeah.
Maybe next year.
Maybe next year. So, which is a huge honor and a big deal, and he deserves it. So, big hand for Jake. And all these folks are doing such cool and interesting things outside of the school on their own and throughout the summer, and they have their own groups and their own projects. I did want to acknowledge one other person who's not graduating yet, but he is going to be representing the program internationally this summer. These past few years we've been able to send a student to an annual meeting of the International Association for the Schools of Jazz, and it's a consortium of over 50 schools from around the world. We meet once a year somewhere, and students from all over the world get together and play and work together and are mentored by teachers. So this summer, Matteo Bassani is going to be representing us in Zagreb, Croatia. So hand for everyone. So we want to thank you all for your support and for hanging there with us, and you're such a part of all of this that's going on up here. This wouldn't be as much fun if you weren't out here. So thanks for being here, and we look forward to seeing you next year.